Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Lab, and today we're going to be looking at the Edge of Fate trailer, the launch trailer. This is quite the big deal. For those of you who didn't know, I did live stream earlier for about 2 to maximum 3 hours, and we went over everything that is in the developer stream. So if you're interested in watching that, definitely check the description and I'll have put the link there for that stream. Also, my 2-hour video all about the complete history of the Nine Explained is also out, so definitely check that out. It's worth watching. It explains everything from the beginning all the way up through the important seasons of the Worthy, season of the Deep, and Season of Arrivals and Season of the Drifter, and talks about who the Nine are, where they came from, and what does that have to do with Kepler and Edge of Fate. So it's definitely worth checking out. Have a watch and let me know if you enjoy it. But for now, without further ado, let's watch this launch trailer that Bungie have given us. I'm pretty excited to tune in. So I'll let it play through the first time, and then we'll go back and break it down scene or image by image.
Cause I'm stuck right here today, dreaming of the past. As I hang
Kepler. You've never been there. And you know every inch of it. It's the farthest either of us have been from home. In distance or in time. You're gonna get a call. An invitation only you can answer. And you'll say yes. They arranged it so you would never say no. Choice is real. And every choice you make will lead you here. To who you're supposed to be. Eyes up, weapon.
Oh my life! What did we just see? Okay, guys, wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I want to take us back to the beginning. This teaser has so much going for it. I want to point out the fact that literally this opening scene is like an homage to the Matrix, the first Matrix. Many of you remember Mr. Anderson, Neo, and this whole idea of the telephone and disappearing down the rabbit hole, and I love that Bungie have like used that methodology and that idealism in this trailer. So I'm going to move forward just a couple of frames, just a touch, because it's really important. I mean, first of all, we have this emblem here that basically says, and I can't really quite make out what this first word says, but I can certainly make out the fact that I'm going to show my cursor here so that you guys can actually see what I'm pointing towards. If it'll show, can you see the cursor? No, you can't see the cursor. I don't know why it's not. Yes, there we go. Okay, so here I think it says in inventio, exploratio, observations, Uh, connects us? Connect us? Or something. So this is some kind of like Illuminati symbol. I'm going to assume this is a lobby in a building somewhere in old Chicago. 100%. There's no. It just is what it is, and you'll see why in a second. What I'm going to do is slow this right down for those of us who playback speed. Okay, here we go. So we want to custom. Okay. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a lobby. That was 100% old Chicago. We're going to slow this down even more because we know that there's some information about old Chicago in this. So we're going to go back a couple of frames. This is wild to me. Okay, so here we are in a lobby. We see this woman with the yellow trousers walking in. We're greeted with this intersection right here. Sorry. If it will, here it is. Okay, this intersection right here, I can't really make out what this sign says, but we've got these cornfields, so we know that this is somewhere in the US. It's off Route 45, I'm going to assume, and yeah, I'm going to assume that this is old Chicago in the distance. It's really exciting to me that Bungie's bringing old Chicago to life in this manner, and for those of you who know that I'm developing a big Destiny TV series, it's exciting to see Bungie put something together for this and give us actual visuals of what it might have looked like in the past. And this isn't too far from the reality of what Golden Age Chicago would have looked like. So this is exciting to see. So I'm going to hit play and move forward. We got the scene with the telephone, this hotel lobby. We see that room with the phone. Very Matrix. This looks like a interrogation room, and I think it's an interesting symbolism that the telephone is literally not plugged in. It's just sat on the table, and the whole trailer is talking about you will receive a call, because obviously if we're going to get a call from the mysterious Nine, it won't be through any conventional means. And here we have Lodi. This is what? Like, this, what? Look at this getup. By the way, I just want to say this is probably one of the cleanest looking like animations we've had for a long time. And this is the voice actor that plays Lodi. Obviously he's Brian Villalobos is who plays this character that is Lodi in Edge of Fate, and I'm really excited that we've got, like, they've animated this. This feels very much in the vein of one of the very first Destiny cinematic, where we see the 3 aeronauts landing on Mars before they meet the Traveler. So I'm going to keep playing. Here we are in this, like, run. This is clearly old Chicago, present day in Destiny. And so we have our three Guardians, 1, 2, 3 Guardians here in this very overgrown, swampy looking area. Incredibly exciting to see that they brought this to life. Or in fact, I would assume that was 3 Guardians. Let's go back a minute. This looks like somebody wearing a shirt with some kind of data pad. But then there's this light shining here. Is that from a ghost? That's a ghost. It's, yeah. Okay. Traffic lights. There's a car. That's, oh, so there we're seeing that same shot from earlier. That was daytime. Now it's nighttime. You can see all the fog has rolled in. There's this sign here. Canine something. Can't really make out what that is. Then we've got Moon, which is the name of this gas station that's here. Probably if the quality was higher, we could maybe make out what all of that says. But I can't quite make it out. But I've improved the quality so that hopefully we can see a little more detail, a bit better. So let's keep moving forward. There's obviously Ikora Rey. Makes sense that she would be front and center in this, so I'm kind of excited that she's here. It looks like she's in Old Chicago. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. I'm scared because we haven't even had a chance to land with like Old Chicago just yet, and already Bungie is showing us. And this is a burnt out car, so definitely this must be Old Chicago. If it isn't, I don't know what it is. There's the because Old Chicago is in a temporal anomaly, things are floating. This rock is literally levitating above the ground. We see this train crashing through what looks like an opening in time, which is interesting, and the train is like fully intact. And here is Lodi. Look at the animation. This is insane. Look at the quality of, like, are we for real, Bungie? This looks like actual live action. It's literally on the cusp of like live action. So I wonder if this has been done with like Unreal. But like this is, you can see the detail in the jacket. I know for sure Nienkin's gonna be excited to see this because this is wild. Yeah, really exciting. Here's the room again, the very Agent Smith look. We have this car. There's Ikora sidestepping the train, which is very, very cool. Again, abandoned. Looks like we're in Old Chicago. Per se, could be. I want to believe that that's the case. Yeah. Then we have the green. Still wondering if Strand has a big connection with Kepler. I mean, it must do because we've seen the Guardians in the gameplay trailers use Strand to interact with the environment. So I'm going to assume that there's big lore ramifications to this also. So I'm going to skip ahead. Really bright light of an engine. This is the same. This is the scene from the ship. Yep, we see the Guardian wearing the new gear, heading to Kepler. He's like skipped past a ton of planets because the Nine have dark matter has touched Kepler for some strange reason. Now this is the array. So it's interesting that we get to go here in an alternate, on another planet or timeline in the past, potentially. Yeah, that's. But this is one of many arrays that were part of the Jovian colony. As a wider observation and connective system with the Exodus program, which Rasputin initiated to help humanity live on other planets. We see the three Guardians moving through. We see them interacting with this plant matter, which is part of what allows them to use or manipulate dark matter. We've seen this hand cannon. This hand cannon allows helps us to traverse and unlock ways that are ordinarily not able to be unlocked. Now the Fallen here have been corrupted by dark matter because they tried to convert dark matter into ether and it transformed them. So there's all kinds of zealots, but these new Fallen have jetpacks and they can fly, which is pretty wild. Never thought we'd see flying Fallen, that's for sure. Okay, here we are on that train again. And the trailer talks a lot about how the Nine have set this up. So we've been set up so that we cannot say no to anything but yes. So it's rigged, and we're looking at two hunters. I assume the same hunter looking at themselves in time. So it's like a time duplicate, time reflection, something along those lines. And like I said before, interacting with those plants, the plant matter. See, here's the Vex. Now this is very interesting because this, if I'm not mistaken, stick with me as I Google a second because I want to remember. There are different types of Vex now, and I'm going to assume that this is one of the early original Vex. This could be the soul. This is the soul primeval. I'm pretty sure. They began the conversion of Mercury into a machine world, and we first encountered them in the Vault of Glass. So it's interesting. So it's possible that there are multiple types of Vex, but this is the soul primeval group that we're looking at right here. They're the shiny ones that look like, you know, the Vex got an upgrade. That's who they are. And it's interesting to me that they've made it to Kepler, but I would love to know which other types of Vex have made it to Kepler. But this is mostly Soul Primeval that we're looking at right now that are being destroyed by the Warlock. It's a great shot. Really, really great capture. Okay, so the Guardian's running to himself. Here's the Drifters. Here's the Derelict. So I'm really thinking now that this chunk of rock is literally a piece of Kepler that the emissary hitched to the Drifter's ship, and that's what he's been using to run tests and run Gambit and utilize the light and the dark to what avail we don't know, but we're going to find out, because if the Nine are involved, you can bet your bottom dollar that the Drifter will be there front and center, explaining things or trying to work things out. So he's coming to Kepler for sure, or he's already been. So it'll be interesting to see like where he fits in to the story and the narrative. I also want to move forward a bit here, because again, here's the Vex, the Soul Primeval again, with the gold and white. That's very much their thing. No identification, obviously, because there's no HUD on. What if my suspicions are correct and it is the Soul Primeval? It'll be interesting to know. But for those of you who are interested, yeah, and so the Primeval are feared. The Primeval are part of the Precursors. The Precursors made the Undying Mind, and the Undying Mind is an ancient Vex mind of the Soul Divisive, which was feared by other Vex. So this is pretty much a rundown of everything that's happened in this trailer. I think we've more or less covered everything. I don't want to monologue too much, but yeah, really exciting stuff to see what Bungie have done here, and honestly I can't wait to jump into Edge of Fate. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to reply. But for now, that's all I have for you. I hope that you have enjoyed watching and listening to today's video. If you have, be sure to leave a comment, give this video a like, and consider subscribing to find out when my next lore video goes live. Remember that no matter what you're facing at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe, and Godspeed.